Welcome back to Educator. And if you've made it this far in the reading comprehension course, you give yourself a nice pat on the back and a nice stretch of relief. Because you've actually finished. And you've finished what was probably a very long and very grueling reading course. And this last lesson is going to be the shortest lesson, but probably actually the most important. This is an addendum for a few readings more. Let's remember what we went over in this entire course. First, we all practiced vocabulary, and you've learned probably many new words by now. Introduce you to 3 non-short stories and how to understand literature. Then the basics of understanding very simple essays, which is kind of like our 5-paragraph essays in our writing course. And then finally, we went all the way to nonfiction books, and then even beyond that, to introducing how you can pass a standardized test. Now, what was all this for? Was it just for grades? Was it just for school? Was it just, as many of my students used to tell me, because of mom? What were the goals? This is the exact slide from the very first lesson. I wanted you to be better prepared for exit exams. And now you're getting there. You're much better prepared if you've done all this reading, and you've done all this annotating, you've done all these exercises. On the day of those exit exams, you are now better prepared. I hope that you've read some short fiction. I hope you've enjoyed drawing some comic strips, and I hope that you've answered some questions and have discussed them with friends. And I hope that I've shown you how much fun that can be, especially if you ever want to consider writing some of that yourself. I bet that you probably can't even count the amount of new words that you've learned by now, but I hope that you have learned at least 100. And finally, there's this number 4. You will have the tools for whatever books, for whatever goals you have in life. Now, this last part isn't something that I can sum up in a lesson, because I know that everybody watching this has different goals. If you're an athlete, maybe you want to read a biography of one of your favorites. You know, if you want to get a job in the IT industry, maybe you need to crack open a book on programming. If you just want to get a job at McDonald's and be the best burger flipping person you could ever be, well, there might actually be a book for that too. I'm not sure where to find it. But maybe you want to run your own business, and maybe there's something there. I don't know what your goals are, but I am going to introduce you to a couple books that I think would probably help anybody with any goals. And I'll tell you some stories about why I'm recommending these.